Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to Cyber Dragon featuring the branded fusion. It has been a while, but let's try it out. It has been out in the OCG for some time now. We've seen the latest metagame breakdown from the OCG and it seems that the branded decks are taking over. It's currently at first place of, top deck representation compared to Sword Soul, PK, and the token brave token shenanigans. So it is what it is. The card is so powerful. The thing though is that I'm struggling with the ratios. You'll see, me running a couple of more hand traps. I'm honest, in the beginning I was running less Despias, like actually no Despias in the main deck, because of that quick play spell, but it is, well, the big plus of the quick play spell is that it immediately fetches the Despia that searches the branded fusion spell, right? But the big downside is that it locks you into fusion summons for that turn, and that's a big letdown, especially for this kind of deck. I want to focus more on Cyber Dragons, again, rank 5, Infinity, Nova, the good stuff. But very similar to Red Eyes Fusion, your branded fusion kind of locks you into fusion summons, right, for the entire turn. While, well, on the other hand, okay, the Cyber Dragon package as a whole, the archetype does have some built-in fusion mechanics, like the, I believe it's called Mega Fleet, right? Using your opponent's extra monster zone monster, so that's fine, that's cool. It also has, Overload Fusion, for example. And the Cyberload Fusion also, which again, like one branded fusion is basically, well, if you're going second, it could be an OTK on its own because of the combo, right? I know it's not featured here in the video, but it's really straightforward. Again, one of the, I guess staple fields, sending back the Infinity. Yes, I guess it didn't really matter. Normally Cyber Dragon Infinity would have been face up on the field as well here. So that, you see, it's like, in theory, let's just face it, the branded fusion spell is ridiculous. It's not really a fair card, even though, you can count in those downsides. But the thing is that with this deck, I mean, if you played like Cyber Dragons, your normal summon will always get negated, like always. 90% of the time, your Cyber Dragon core, I believe the name is, the quote-unquote Stratos, it will always get, like, what is it, blossomed, veilered, impermed, whatever. So you can eventually follow it up with your branded fusion, right? And that's something I like. It's very similar to Fusion Destiny, let's face it. Both have their upsides, downsides, advantages, disadvantages. The Fusion Destiny does not really, well, I was about to say lock you into fusion summoning, but it does. But, after that, but the thing is that, okay, Phoenix Enforcer has the capability to pop one card during both players' turns, once per turn, so that's definitely nice. But on the other hand, the branded fusion spell, as you see, the fact that Dragoon is still legal for us TCG players with the Hex Sealed Fusion, a very old school card. I remember it was actually played in the old school days, like post the GOAT format, people's main decking. What is it? Poon Sanmet, I believe his name is, very old school player from the States. I believe he won a Shonen Jump back to, the today's YCSs with like a Attacked Hex Sealed in the main deck with, together with Cyber Dragon. It's an instant Cyber Twin Dragon, and that's, back in the old school days, that was crucial. But here it could, serve as the same goal. But let's face it, here in this particular deck with Dragoon still legal, you can just send that Hex Sealed from your deck to the graveyard to get basically a free Dragoon, and it's quite ridiculous if you think about it. Basically a free negation. So going first, if you have the branded fusion, I guess that's the field you want to go to. I mean, it depends. If you have like core, I guess, depending on your other cards, you might want to set up maybe an Infinity and maybe some other negations. But if you don't, I don't feel there's any reason to play into Nibiru, right? And that's where the branded fusion comes into play. It's free Dragoons, free protection. But then again, on the other side, it kind of feels the same way, like opening the duel, activating Red Eyes Fusion, and sit on Dragoon. That's not really a strong play. So anyway, overall Fusion Dragoon, again, that, needed negation, especially for next turn, since I think we know there's a Shadow Fusion in hand, which, again, you definitely want to negate it. As you saw, or as you're seeing here, is that I'm running, at least I was running the level 8. Again, I've been switching around the ratios, but for now I'm playing the branded spell at 3, the quick play, because again, I want to have my branded fusion spell as quickly as possible to get that quote-unquote spell searcher on the field, the Despiamon, and that's, game over. 1-1, I believe, is it comedy or tragedy? One of those. The monster searcher, right? You know which one I mean. A dark one, which again could be crucial because of the it's not Albion. This is Albion. It also has a dark counterpart, which is basically the reason why you're running those couple of darks in your main deck, because okay, Albion needs a light, so that could be like any of your Cyber Dragons, for example, or Hexield, while your dark one, the counterpart of Albion, needs a dark, right? So Albus and dark. So that could be one of your Despias. I like Chalice together with Imperm. I mean, you have to run it basically today's, at least nowadays, because of all the negation, plus Artifact Sight is a big problem for the deck, and you definitely want to negate the potential sight with something like Chalice. So anyway, get the and that's one of the reasons why this engine is so strong. If your Albion hits the graveyard during that end phase, you can just search another branded fusion, which is basically a free Shadow Fusion during your next turn. So if your opponent already wasted or invested some resources in getting rid of your field, you can just basically do the same next turn, right? And that kind of feels ridiculous. Even though there is the big, weakness that you're kind of locking yourself into fusion summoning. The thing is, with the deck is with Cyber Dragons, like Pure or whatever, you might want to go second because, like competitively speaking, I probably play, as you saw in the side deck, maybe more hand traps. I'm looking at Ash Blossom, Lightning Storms, again giving you the opportunity to, especially going second, hitting your opponent's back rows, because the Cyber Dragon deck is still weak to Disruption, right? So having stuff like Lightning Storm being the flexible baiter, right? It kind of baits out the negation from the opponent, or hits those back rows, the Imperms, Chalices, or whatever, Solemns. And currently the Lightning Storms are not in the main deck, because again, I needed space for the branded, hero lifts, let's just call it like that. Long game, this one. So again, having the Despiamon on board, and the thing is, I've been switching around with the Cyber Dragon package. Currently, as you're seeing here, I'm maximizing on both Machine Duplication and Cyber Dragon. Again, I don't need to explain why, but at least with this deck being in a hybrid between branded, right, Despia, sometimes it feels quite iffy, keeping those cards in the main deck. Sadly, no Dragoons. I definitely needed Dragoons here, but nope, sadly not the case. So set up another Albion. Why was that? Oh, okay, to hit the monster indeed, or at least force out the Sword Soul monster. So again, have a potential branded fusion in hand. The Prosperity doesn't really seem too strong, but the third card, it's basically going to lose me the duel eventually. Even though, it might sound strange, but Phoenix Enforcer is so ridiculous on its own. Again, one of those reasons why sometimes I was thinking, why not splash Phoenix Enforcer in here as well? Explanation, well, more dead cards, basically. So Dupli, and again, this is why I just like Duplication, even though it might be that small prick in the main deck, but giving you, free level 4s, and that's always nice. This is my mistake, is that I thought I was able to negate Phoenix Enforcer with Infinity, but that's not the case. Is it a summoning mechanic? Yeah, it is what it is. Probably what I would have done, at least probably would have been better, is to, let me think, go for the Link 2. The Cyber Dragon Link 2, doubling the attack, I guess, of Infinity. This way I always would have had protection, right? Yeah. My mistake, my mistake. But again, it is what it is. I already have a Branded Fusion in hand, but as you see, it's just going to get negated during the next turn. So nothing I can do about that. But again, that game might have, you know, could have gone a little bit different. But whatever, it is what it is. Last example, again, Sword Soul again going first. And this is the okay, if you're opening Branded Fusion, that's all cool, you're locking yourself into fusions, and you know, with Dragoon Legal, just go for the one-off negation plus the potential spell set. I guess you could go for something like the, what is it called, the Chimera Tech level 5 one, the one that Foolish Burial stuff from your deck to the graveyard. I guess that's something, but again, going first, that doesn't really seem the most optimal play. So with protection, you can go for your Cyber Dragon package. Both level 5s are indeed going to get destroyed by the Sword Soul Icarus attack, and here again, the Machine Duplication coming in collection. This should be my duel. Reborning the Cyber Dragon, and I think I could have gone for game, or does it? No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, this is exactly 8 games, so very cool. I like the hybrid between, you know, like Cyber Dragon, post-Alba structure deck. It needs some work with the ratios as well. The extra deck is super tight because of the, you know, most obvious reasons. I guess a small Shadol package featuring Winda and, well, one beast could be fine as well, but it's all up to you. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Beatum signing out. Peace.